are the Honeywell
Heroes.
and we switched it up tonight. That's what we're doing on episode 8. Are we already on the 8th episode?
Number 8, my man.
That completes 2 full months of doing this stuff.
Wow.
And it's crazy. And episode 8, special one, we got the boy Ethan Holmes, a.k.a. that's Ethan Hawk.
E-Hawk's in the building. E-Hawk, what's going on, my man?
How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, you looking good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you looking
You
real
guys
good.
too.
Smelling good, looking nice.
Ooh.
Gotta stay fresh.
Gotta stay fresh. Tell me this. What kind of deodorant do you wear? Let the fans know what a true a champion wears.
This evening I'm rocking the Dove aluminum free
Organic.
sandalwood scent.
Is this vegan? Does this work for vegans or what?
I don't know. I don't know.
I love it, dude.
What kind of cologne do you got on?
I don't.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, no.
I don't even wear it.
Stenda, when's the last time you showered?
6 weeks ago.
Yeah, about the same. It must have been when, never mind. Anyways,
Man.
I was going to say something very inappropriate, but we're not going to
Go
do
ahead.
that.
What you got, man?
What, say something inappropriate?
I don't know.
No, well, let's get right into the Honeywell stories, man. Let's talk about it.
Hey, listen.
Because that's my favorite part, I think.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna let you roll with that, but we got Ethan Holmes,
Okay.
also known as E-Hawk to us. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't ask how we came up with that, but it's E-Hawk. Former standout athlete at Clinton High School, graduated 2009. Track and field. Went on to Iowa, was an All-American there. Track and field stud. Just going to say that. Not going to give his accolades.
Why not?
And because I don't know. I can't list all of them.
Are we going
That's
to
the
get to
problem.
it or no?
We're going to get to it because we're going to let E-Hawk tell us about his accolades here and a little bit about him. E-Hawk, it's on you now, man. Let's go, bro.
All right. Ethan Holmes, born and raised.
Seatown.
Seatown,
Baby,
baby.
let's go.
Home of the River Kings and Queens.
Woo! Let's get it popping, y'all. Let's go. Come on, man.
As you can tell, we're getting fired up here this evening.
We got a lot of protein shakes, right?
Yeah, buddy.
Yep,
Yeah, buddy.
we do.
No, so I started running track in 7th grade.
Remember I used to be faster than you?
Yeah,
Probably not. You were probably faster than me at that point. But
I do remember.
one time I was faster than him, guys. Can you believe that?
Yeah. No, I can't.
Okay. Anyway.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. That's true.
I probably already had a beard and you were like a child stuff.
I think I looked like I was 12 until I was probably 16.
Yeah. I think
So-
you're right.
Don't matter.
Yeah.
It's all good, though, bro. I love it.
Yeah, so I took an interest in track in middle school. I was able to see some success as a young kid, and I think that encouraged me to, move forward with track as my sport. So, went through high school. I think my freshman year, I was one of the only freshmen in the state for 4A qualified, at least in the 400 hurdles. I for sure was the only freshman. So,
Yep.
came back sophomore year, and I remember I was actually motivated, and I started putting in some work and started hitting the weight room. And my sophomore year, I think I was runner up at the state track meet for the 400 hurdles, and it was a close race, and that really got me motivated. So I came back my junior year, and I was able to get a state title in the 400 hurdles, and that was my first state title. And then
That was junior year?
that was my junior
Okay.
year. Yep.
Yeah, junior. Okay.
And I don't remember what I got in the high hurdles that year, but I was a state qualifier in the high hurdles, and then I would always run on the relays. Typically 4x2, 4x4.
Yep.
There were a couple years there where we had some pretty good finishes at the state meet for our relays, and my senior year I think I was second place in the 400 hurdles, and I ended up winning the high hurdles that year at the state meet. And by that time, I was already committed to Iowa.
Yep. U of I, baby.
Yeah.
Representing.
Coach Woody, he recruited me, and I remember him and Coach Wiz, the head coach at the time at the University of Iowa. They came down and they had dinner at my house, and the rest is history there. So
Now, in college, though, so high school, I mean, again, I read through your accolades of high school, you were like, it says, let me read here, 7-time? Wait, hold on. It was like 7-time state or all state. Is that correct? Yeah, you are considered a 7-time first team all state performer, but you only play 4 years of high school.
Yeah.
Or, track and field 4 years. So tell me, I just want to know on that because I understand, I ran track just for football.
Right.
But how do you come up with first team? How are you a 7-time?
So I think for track, they consider any finish. I think the individual sports is top 2.
Okay.
They consider you first team.
So is it like each
All-state.
race or something? Or something
I
like
think
that?
I think that that's how
gotcha.
they do it. So like if you were to be, if you were to win 2 titles in high school, I think that you're considered first team all state in each event. So they list off your individual event after first team all state. I believe that's how they were doing it at the time. I think they do things a bit different at the high school level in terms of state qualifying and all those things. I know things have probably changed quite a bit because believe it or not, I think it's been 15.
It's been a while.
What year is it? We're about to be in
09.
2023.
You
And I
graduated
graduated
in
in 09.
So yeah, you're on
13,
13
14
here.
year. Yeah, you've been rolling, bro.
Yeah, so it's been a minute. So I would imagine some things have changed, but I think at the time that's how they were doing it. So, and I think, I'm not sure. I think I still have the high school record for the 400 hurdles at Clinton High.
I bet you probably do.
I looked last year for some reason. I think you do.
Yeah.
Stud. Now college though. Now tell us all American in college. At least just give us a little rundown of the accolades of college at U of I,
Yeah.
Division One.
Yeah. So I actually kind of had a little bit of a rough start. My freshman year, I was eating dorm food and experiencing life away from home for the first time, and some of the freedoms that come along with that. So, my freshman year, I really struggled. I managed to qualify for the regional meet, but to be honest, that year the standard I think was a little bit lower, so it wasn't it wasn't a huge deal to me personally at the time. But then, I made quite a few changes in my lifestyle. I lived in a house and I was cooking my own food. And I was sleeping a lot better. I didn't have any dorm neighbors who were not on the track team and had weights in the early morning and partying on a Tuesday, things like that. So living in a house allowed me to eat better and sleep better. And I came back my sophomore year and we won the Big Ten title as a team in Iowa City that year. And I picked up 2 silver medal finishes at the Big Ten meet that year in individual events, and then I think I picked up another silver medal on our 4x4 relay at the outdoor meet that year, and that kind of really kicked things off for me. Bouncing back from a year where I barely made, I don't even think I made top 10 at the Big Ten meet the prior year. So to come out my sophomore year and really make a change that was big enough to have an impact for my team and then also my personal accolades. It was a great meet, and in my opinion, really a turning point in my college career. And that really, we went on to the regional meet that year. I qualified for the national meet that year for the first time. The indoor season was good that year too. We were 4th place in the 4x4 relay, and that was really my first taste of national level competition. And that was an incredible experience. It was at Texas A&M University, and really my first time competing against a bunch of SEC schools, and ESPN is there, and it was really a cool experience. And when they bring you in from the holding area as your relay and your heat is getting ready to come up, you hear all the heats going off before you, and the 4x4 is the last race of the meet.
Yep.
Okay, and when you've got 2 SEC schools that are battling it out for a team title at the national meet, and you're in this indoor facility, it's incredibly loud. Like,
It's like going to a Steelers game. That's right, baby. Let's go. Come on, man.
Exactly, and that's kind of what I was thinking too. I was like, man, Big Ben right now.
Yeah, you're a lion sacker. You know what, my man. Let's go. It's okay. I got you, though.
Yeah, I mean, but really though, just walking through those doors and being able to like feel the sound in the air was an incredible experience. And I got out there and I ran, with everything that I had in me. And again, that was kind of a pivotal moment in my career, was getting to experience those things along the way, and it just kept building that motivation to, just continue to do more and work harder. And, I think I finished the national meetup that year outdoor. And I think, it was 2011. So that was not the Olympic trial. Oh, it would have been the Olympic trial year, maybe. Anyway, I either had U.S. championships or Olympic trials, and I went there, and I wasn't pleased with my performance. And I came back. I gave myself, 5 days off, and then I was back at it in the weight room. But college I finished up. I graduated 2014. I had a fifth year. My freshman year, I redshirted indoor, I didn't really get much done my freshman year, like I said, but. After that, my sophomore year, I was All-American, runner-up at the Big Ten meet a few times, and then team championship outdoor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The following year, kind of ran into some issues during indoor season. I pulled a hamstring and then struggled to get back from that, but I still qualified for the national meet outdoor that year. Then my senior year, I came back, and I actually finally won my first Big Ten title in an individual event. I won the 400 hurdles outdoor. And then we had a couple relays. I think we finished fourth as a relay, and I ran on the 4x1 that year outdoors. So, all in all, I was able to get a few All-American awards and a couple of Big Ten titles along the way. And probably one of the most meaningful was the team championship at home in Iowa City. That was
probably crazy, huh?
Yeah, it was really cool. It was just a really special day. I mean, our head coach, he at the time, Coach Wiz, Coach Woody's actually the head coach there now, but it meant a lot to him to have the Big Ten championships in Iowa City. He really takes a lot of pride in, Iowa athletics, University of Iowa in general, and then especially in the young men that he coaches or coached.
Okay.
So to bring home that title at home and celebrate for Coach Wiz and for all of our hard work that we put in all year and the year before and the year before that, I mean.
Oh, yeah. That's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you don't become, even at high school, I mean, which we can say it's a little bit easier, but at the college level, like, you don't become an All-American just because you're an All-American.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, I just do it. Like, that's the thing, like, the grind part is, which me and Tanner were not college athletes, but, I mean, come on.
Speak for yourself, bro.
Yeah. You were I
went to CCC for a couple semesters.
You just CCC. You're first team All-American.
You know what?
At CCC.
Yeah, because I sprinted out of the classroom, dude.
Yeah, you did. He's running the snack machine because they were giving discounts.
They had, you know what they had? Fire tater tots in the lunchroom.
Oh, man. Who
He really
come on, who comes up with that, dog? Come on, for real?
Yeah, I'm dead serious. They did.
He's snacking on them tots.
Yeah, I used to sit in a chair, dude, and just eat them tots.
He'd hide them in his cargo shorts. He'd stuff them in there and go up for seconds. Yeah, I know what that's like, man. I get you. I feel you.
Oh, Lord.
I love it.
That's
so,
too good.
Okay. You got Honeywell story. Let's get it popping.
I got Honeywell story.
Let's go.
It's kind of a story, but it's also it's a question, too, for both of you guys at the same time.
Let's go.
So I'm going to say mine first, and then I'll ask you guys, too. So it's going to be the least favorite person to bat against at Honeywell in your entire career at Honeywell. So I got two. I got two of them. First one, Duddy Carpenter, just because he threw so hard, bro. But you never knew where it was coming. If
He
it was
threw
coming
some
right-
smoke, man. I didn't like Duddy. I didn't like him throwing.
He always had that little bounce and then, zoom, but it would be anywhere, dude. You know? And then me personally, Casey Turner, dude.
Lefty.
Because I hated batting against lefties. That was like my least favorite thing.
You hit lefty too, don't
Yeah.
you? Oh, yeah.
So it always felt weird.
lefty.
It felt weird coming in from that side.
Yeah.
So, so I have a story. It's just a short story about Casey. We were playing the All-Star game, and Casey was pitching, and I came up. And we were kind of, All-Star game, we were just all having fun and stuff. But anyway, so I come up to the plate, and I'm batting, and I'm like, you better not hit me. Ho, ho. We're laughing. And he throws it and literally blasted me dead in the nipple. Like, right here. And, dude, my whole nipple was completely black and blue for, like, weeks.
Right in the nipple.
Thumped the nip, dude.
Dude.
I can't believe it didn't fall off.
What if it would have? You would have been no nip chip
would you
over
do?
here.
I don't know, but yeah, that's my story. Casey Turner blasted me in the All-Star game, dude.
He was a lefty. He played for the A's. Yeah, he could play. Hey, E-Hawk, what you got, man? You got to have a Honeywell.
It's
you gotta
so
have,
funny.
'cause you played on the Pirates.
I played on the Pirates. I played on the Braves at one point.
Did
Shout
you?
out. Yeah, I played on the Mariners when I first started out at Honeywell, but
That's right. He was a Mariner. I remember that. You had the glasses. Then. He was rocking the glasses. Okay, I got you, dog.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
As soon as you said that, one person stood out, and it was George Rickerell.
Oh yeah,
Dude, yeah, I remember
dude,
George.
he threw faster than everyone. It seemed like, and his release was like so straight over the top. It was hard to hit. I remember having a tough time batting against
I think
him.
didn't he play up a little bit? Like they started letting him because we played against him, but in Pony.
Yeah, he like you said. Yeah,
Didn't he come to Pony early or something like that? Or how did that work?
He
I
might
don't
have
know,
because he
'cause-
was on the Pirates and Pony.
And he's a year older than me in school.
Yes.
Oh well, that makes sense. And never mind, because he's a year younger than us.
Yeah,
so.
he's a year younger than us, but he'd be a year older.
Okay.
than you.
Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
Did they do? But they did it by age at Honeywell, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So 11-year-old's first year minor, 12 second year.
Yeah,
minor.
yeah. So you could fall in an age
but that
window there where
yeah.
like you're a grade ahead of somebody, but
So-
you play with.
Yeah, your last year majors, that was his first year of Pony, so that's why we played with him because that would have been our second year of Ponies.
Okay.
Yeah, he was straight. His release was over the top. He hit the ball really well.
Yeah.
Which was hard to, if you were trying to pick up where the ball was coming out of his hand, you just couldn't do it.
And he threw fast for like.
He did. Yeah, I'll give him that.
Like at Honeywell, that mound is close.
That's close. Oh, yeah.
So when you got somebody who can like really crank it,
Oh yeah, he was zinging it, bro.
Yeah. So that's mine.
Dang.
I think he was on the White Sox. I don't remember. I think that might be.
I think you're right.
He would have been, because why do I remember him Pirates, but
Pony, he was Pirates on the Pony.
Pirates, he was for the Pirates and Pony.
I was on the Yankees and Pony.
That's right.
Oh, man.
So were you, Stan?
Yeah, I was a Yank. I
Yeah,
don't like
because you
want
want to know who your coach was? Same coach at E-Hawk?
Who'd you have, E-Hawk?
Terry Nielsen. Maybe.
Oh, Terry, man. You can't go wrong with Terry Nielsen, dog. Man, that
Big Terry.
Terry, dude. Terry was, here's what I loved about Terry. He wore jean shorts.
But
he had a belt.
Yeah, he took it real serious though. Like he made you feel real important. I think.
He did. He was a good coach. I remember. And
Yeah.
I also remember one time I thought it was a better idea to go to the Clinton pool on the same day that we were supposed to have practice. And so I wasn't even thinking about it. And we were walking away from the pool and we walked right past the pony fields and my team's down there practicing. And I was just like,
Oh, no. He caught you, man.
Like cover me up.
Yeah.
Not my proudest.
I remember Terry
moments.
asked me if I would come to practices and teach the lefties on the team how to do a pickoff move. He was like trying to recruit me to give lessons.
Yeah, because he
Because
one
he
time
knew
had
you
a
were the
scout.
real deal.
He had a scouting report one time, and he said, in the scouting report, he came to practice. Is me, Duddy Carp, Mitch Reeder, Jordan Guy, and he's got the scouting report for practice, and it's got the White Sox who were playing that week, right? This is in 7th grade. And I remember this was printed off, like Microsoft Word, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's got pitching is going to be Tanner Skiff, and he says when his curveball is flat, that's when you hit it. Like when the ball spins.
Yeah.
You're like, and I remember that was the game you hit me in the
Almost in the nards.
in the nards, and I caught it.
I haven't used that word in so long.
in the nards.
Nerds.
That's a man. Talk about those are great times. I mean, we had so much fun down there.
Scouting
Hell
reporter.
yeah.
That's sweet. See, that's
He
what
did
I'm
that
saying.
for 1 week, and then
Oh.
that was over with. Okay, so that was the
Jeez.
Hey,
because I'm
but
pretty sure we beat you guys that game. I feel
Did
like
you?
that-
I don't remember.
Yeah, we did.
it was all about the free soda afterward.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was like a tradition. Like, if I had gotten to the Pony League and there was no free soda afterward, I would have been disappointed because Honeywell, they
you're
were
used
always
to it.
hooking it up, bro.
Yeah, they
you
weren't
got
gonna
done
leave
with
you
your
dry.
game, and
Well,
the first
and-
thing you do is sprint up there, get your soda,
Yeah.
get whatever else you're trying to get.
See,
probably
you
some-
guys know we're not lying because we already talked about this, and he's confirming this is true facts. And if you ever played at Honeywell, which a lot of you guys that are listening and watching, dude, you know the
Yeah.
deal about the G Baker soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
I don't have a Honeywell story, but what I do have is a story for all three of us. And we were about Honeywell.
Wait, did you say your person?
a person.
Who was your pitcher?
Yeah,
that you
your
didn't
least
wanna
favorite
hit?
to bat against. You don't be scared. You can't slither away.
I'm trying to think. I will say when my first year was with the Cubs was Duddy Carp.
Yeah. Okay.
And because he threw smoke. But it was also
You know who else was scary to hit against? Boothby when he pitched.
I never watched him. I never even
Really?
watched him pitch or seen him pitch.
Dude, that was even. Oh my.
Well, it's scary because the ball was probably thrown over the backstop into the streets off of Honeywell.
He could throw hard, but that was even way more out of control. Yeah, he pretty
Poor
much crow
Boothby.
hopped to get the ball. He didn't have to, but wow.
Yeah, he was probably eating a Jack's Pizza at that time. He eat Jack's Pizza, come in and throw.
Sniffing it first.
Yeah,
he still he smell his food.
He was
first?
ready, man. That boy, he was a madman. Yeah, Duddy Carp though, because he just threw hard.
Yeah.
And it was like, at that time, you were just like,
Hey, and he hasn't changed at all, dude. When you see him, he just walks around. It's just Duddy.
he's duddy, man.
He's something else. Just like his pops.
Old Pops. Old Charlie Carp, my man.
Yep, them cotton shorts, you know.
We might be cashing this boy out tonight. I don't know.
You might have to.
Yeah, the old Smoky.
So the story I have is for all three of us. We would have been, me and Tanner were 8th grade. You would have been 6th grade.
Yeah.
It involves Mitch Mamons, his brother, remember it was
Mac.
Macaulay.
Yeah.
And I'll have one here in a minute. Hold on. I'll get this on you. Dave Strom,
Okay, I'll take it for you.
Brian Carr, and Dave Strom and Brian Carr. And this was,
They would have been like 9th grade, though, right?
so we were 8th, so they would have been 9th grade. Remember behind Meadowview, Lions?
Yeah.
Up there. So, and Doug Haynes is in this.
Okay.
So us, me, you, and Doug, we're all going to go ding dong ditching up on
We did
Meadowview.
that. We tried to do that all the time.
We did all the time.
What,
So we
whose house were we at?
We ding
Yeah, how
dong.
the hell did we get up there?
I don't know how we got up there. I think either Chris Burns dropped
I was
us
gonna
off.
say, Chris, it
Chris
sounds like
dropped us
something he
off.
would do.
Yeah, he dropped us off because we want to go ding dong ditch. So we're up there. We meet up with Dave Strom, Brian Carr, and then Mitch is supposed to be on a run with his brother Mac, but they were going to meet us out to ding dong ditch, and we ding dong ditched Dr. Pissapotty's house right by the Clausens. Remember where they lived?
Yeah.
I know exactly what house you're talking about.
So we ding dong ditched and we took off running, and we're like ding dong ditching everybody else in the neighborhood. Pissapotty. So I'm talking to Mitch Mamons yesterday. He's filling me in on the rest of this. I'm like, I remember it now. Pissapotty saw that Mac Mamons or Mitch's parents were having like a bonfire.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah, he goes there and Scott's like, well, they're out running around. Like they're supposed to be jogging.
Right.
So he gets in his truck and we're running up that hill. Remember where Nick Powell lived?
Yeah.
Nick,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Right there. On
Right there when
Where the road forks and curves up.
Yep.
It's Nick Powell, and we're running up that way as fast as we can, and here comes Scott Mamons in his truck.
Oh.
I remember this.
Do you remember it?
I remember. Now that you're saying this.
And he goes, what the hell are you guys? You're supposed to be out. You're supposed to be jogging. And he goes, get your asses in the truck now or get your asses home. And Mac and Mitch are like, oh, no. And we all take off bolting. Like all of us, we're like, we're gone. Like, let's get out of here. And Dr. Pissapotty, Dave Strom, and Brian Carr had put a snake. They took a snake and put it under like his mat of his house.
Oh, my God.
And that's how when he came out and he saw that, like he came out there and found the snake and then was like,
It was a real snake?
yeah, like it was like a gardener snake
Oh,
or
yeah.
something.
Yeah.
And they threw it under there. And he caught, like somehow he was driving around and he saw Mamons' house and he's like, wait a second. And he's like, well, the kids are gone. And he's like, I bet that was them. So we're all out there, never caught us. Well, Mamons did, but he never said nothing.
Yeah.
He just caught his own boys. He's like, yeah,
I remember. He was snapping on him, right?
Yo.
I don't know if I even remember this.
Yeah, and you were there.
The only part I remember is Scott pulling up. I don't remember any other
his truck.
details. I do remember Doug always being the first one to do anything.
Yeah. Doug Haynes
He was willing to do anything that was jackass related or whatever, dude. He was down.
Yep.
Shaving cream, inappropriate images on people's driveways and in front steps, and
He and Karen, he tried to make his parent, think his parents like, hey, he's like some, model citizen.
Oh,
It's like, hey,
dude.
we were not model
and then,
citizens.
but after high school, he kind of was. But when we were younger,
Firecrackers in a mailbox.
Yeah. I know, man.
yeah, that was.
Dog.
Remember, Marcy tried to press charges, and the police were there for arson and all that stuff.
I had nothing
You didn't have
to
anything.
do with
It was me, Doug, I think Curtis Howard, because we were gonna go to Davenport with Chris for something. I don't know.
That sounds right.
But yeah, we blew Brody's mailbox up, dude, and Marcy was trying to call police on us, trying to get us for arson, dude. And then we had to go like talk to her. We went into their house, or I did. It was probably I'm the one who put the firecrackers in there. So yeah, we did.
Did you own up to it though?
Probably.
I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
I do remember you guys. I remember you.
Remember
doing
that whole tape we made?
If it wasn't for the voicemail that you left on there,
Oh yeah, I said check your mailbox, dude.
Oh man, dude, this is like what 8th grade? You're in 6th grade. Talk about corruption, man. What are we doing,
I told- that's like-
dude?
I never claimed to make the best decisions.
No,
Nah, that E-Hawk, it's all right.
it was like the Super Soaker with gas in it that we used to do.
I never did that.
Yeah, we did. No, you're right. We did that.
There
we
was
used to, we put gas in a super soaker, put a little tip on the end. Remember, we even dipped a little paper towel in gasoline,
Yep.
and then you pull the trigger, dude, and it's huge. It's a flamethrower, dude.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah, do not. But it was wild.
Honeywell Heroes is not liable
Yeah, there is.
for any at-home incidents involving
Yes.
super soakers and gasoline.
Terrible idea.
You're welcome, guys.
Different era where it's a way different era, and I think now you just got to be, if you do stuff like that, may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah,
and
we
and
weren't.
don't get caught.
Yeah, do not get caught.
We
my
used to
man.
combine our minds and do really dumb stuff. That's what we used to do.
How dumb can we get today?
Remember, we bought a lawnmower
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
and it didn't even have a blade on it. We just bought the lawnmower.
And then we found out it didn't even work. We were
remember
like,
we pushed it all
we
the
were
way
like,
back to your house.
we were like, does it work? And the guy's like, yeah, it works. And then he started it up. He's like, see, it works. And we're like, can we see it go? And he's like, well, it doesn't really move.
So
but-
we were like, yeah, we'll figure it out. We were trying to like race it or something. We were trying to get
Yeah.
it to go fast.
And then your dad knows exactly what's wrong with it. He's like, oh, it just needs a cotter pin in the
Yeah.
wheel. And he sticks this little pin in the wheel. And sure enough, she purrs along at a solid 1.5 miles per hour.
That was the beginning of our entrepreneurship. We bought a lawnmower for like $50.
Tanner, Ethan, I can fix it. Keith, guys, get inside the house.
Oh my god.
Oh boy, man. I mean, we could talk about them stories. Those are, which again, I mean, like we talk about, like even the mailbox thing, which,
Definitely a federal offense when you mess with the mailbox.
but you know what I'm saying.
But we were
like,
kids though. We didn't do it like that. Wasn't our purpose. We were just trying to be funny.
but like now it's different. I mean, I could understand now, like somebody does it, like you have to be careful. Like you really do. Like it's way different.
Well, now
That's all I can say.
people are out here doing way worse stuff than that. So
Yeah, I mean,
unfortunately,
yeah, that's some good stuff. But yeah, that was the Mayman story, because I talked to him yesterday. I wanted to let you guys both know he really was like, he remembered that story to a T, and he was telling it to a T. Talking about you, he's talking about Ethan, he talked about Doug, he talked about me, and he really, one thing that I will say just for everybody that's watching is that he said that, you know, Clinton is what made him into who he is today.
Yeah.
And he said he never forgets his roots, that Clinton people are just built different. And I do believe that for us as when we were kids coming through here, we're just built different than a lot of other people, because we see a lot of different things.
we different.
And I think that it carries over to, you know, adult life.
For sure.
So I like talking to him. It was like really cool. And again,
Yeah,
just,
it was a lot of good memories, man.
Yeah.
Tons. We could go on. We could have this could be a 7-hour podcast.
yeah,
Of
we're already a
memories.
half hour and we ain't even close to where we want to be. But
We ain't even started yet, guys. This is episode 8, Honeywell Heroes. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, tons of good stuff. I even remember when we coached intramural basketball. Remember?
yes,
And we coached Ethan's whole class. I wasn't your coach, so I really wanted to be.
Yeah.
I think Sam Parker was on my team.
me and you coached, didn't we?
I think so.
Because Swanee and Chuck Lane coached. Swanee and Chuck Lane were.
Who was your coach? Do you remember?
I don't. I was just thinking about that. I remember I probably wanted you guys to be my coaches too.
Or were you? I think I would have remembered because somebody else got you.
We had Sam Parker though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had him.
I don't remember nobody else but Sam.
You weren't on there because Sam had to score every point for us to have a chance to win. So
Yeah.
I love it. All right, here's one. I got one for you guys.
Okay.
Here we go.
Favorite TV show in the 90s as a kid, or a movie? Random, hit us up. Let's go.
Well, probably 3 Ninjas.
Oh yeah.
Ninjas.
Yeah. Or Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Ooh, you know, Sarah Michelle Gellar.
But that was I'm talking about just the movies, not any TV shows. TV shows, I watched the Cubs on WGN a lot. I remember being sunburnt and laying in my air conditioning in the house out on Stockwell, watching them Cubbies play on WGN. But I also watched a lot of like Boy Meets World. That was good.
Topanga. Everybody loved Topanga.
Was that in the 90s or the 2000s?
That was 90s.
But they played it all through the 2000s.
Yeah,
So
they
played
it
it
through.
forever.
Yeah.
Man, Topanga.
Yeah. I think Joyner Lucas did a song and she was in the video because he was talking about it. I'm pretty sure.
She was looking mighty. I mean, she was looking mighty fine. She is mighty
She
fine.
looks exactly the same still.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I've seen some, like,
oh my god!
stuff
I'm sure
on
you
there.
have seen something.
Okay, stop it. So you're gonna go with that. What about you? What you got? Something from the 90s. You know, Just anything.
Man,
When were you born? 90?
91.
91. Okay.
Oh, guess what? First year Michael Jordan won an NBA title.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's my man.
He got the motivation from my birth. That's what I heard.
That's what he did.
You heard it here first. No, I don't know. When I was that age in the 90s, I was watching a lot of cartoons, I feel like. I liked to watch Dexter's Lab.
That was good.
That one was a good one. Man, what else was I watching? At that age, I liked to play video games.
I was just going to say, you were probably playing a lot of... What games were you playing? You remember?
Man...
Did you play Pokemon ever? Like on a
dude,
Nintendo
I
64?
Did. I got it. Well, not on Nintendo
Game Boy?
64. I played on a red Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah.
No color. No color. That's right, kids.
The OG.
There was no color in the screen.
It was like green.
And you had to plug in a light to play at night.
Oh, it didn't even light up?
No, bro. Ooh. Remember it had that little joint that went on the top? It plugged into the little port and it gave you a little light.
Yep.
And then, when PS2 came around, Grand Theft Auto and NBA Street.
That was good.
Yeah, I remember Street. That was a fun game, man.
But yeah, I don't know what I was watching for TV or movies in the 90s, man.
That's kind of, I guess, that's a hard, I mean, it's a long time
Dexter's Lab, for sure, is one that stands out to me as being for sure in the 90s because I was young when I was watching that. And then...
Right. Well, you only had about 9 years of the 90s, so you were still young.
I was young. Young.
That's a long time to have the 90s, but okay.
9 whole years. All I watched was Dexter's Lab the
for
whole
9 years straight,
time, dude.
Yeah.
No.
I'm joking around because I'm trying to be funny, but
what did you watch?
What were you watching?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm just telling you my favorite movie.
Okay.
Of the 90s. Good Burger.
Yes. Okay.
That was
okay.
good.
Yeah.
That was good.
I watched that one too.
Remember they were the actual show was Keenan and Kel.
The whole Nickelodeon.
Speaking of that, I watched a lot of that and like all that. And
the
stuff.
whole Nickelodeon lineup at that time was hitting.
Hey, remember this? Welcome to Good Burger, home to the Good Burger. Can I take your order? He was awesome.
Who loves orange soda?
I do.
Kel loves orange soda. I do.
Ooh. Man, if you weren't watching that show, where were you at? I mean, if you're like a 90s kid or late 80s, come on.
I remember I used to have to hit the little button and have my satellite turn outside of the house so I could get the certain channel. It would be fun to turn it from one of the low channels to high channels. You look out the window and it was like,
man,
crazy. And that thing was huge too.
Yeah, that was, but that I actually, just funny. The other day at work, I was thinking of the Good Burger movie. Remember when they do the dancing scene at like the penitentiary where like the people are like,
I don't remember for some reason.
and it's what's the song? God, they start dancing, and you have to Google it. You have to find it, but yeah,
I'll watch it after.
I pulled up there at work and I'm like, just sitting there. I'm like, wow, dude, this is 60.
Did you get out and start dancing?
No, I just was like kind of sitting there. I was like, wow, dude, this is great. Like, I'm just bouncing a little bit. I can't dance, but it's the whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, dude.
It ain't ringing it for me.
Oh, man.
Sorry, my guy.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. But I don't know. I just saw, instead of a song, I was like, 90s show. Like, what'd you watch? And yeah.
That's good. I remember for song-wise, I used to listen to like Savage Garden, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
Truly, madly, deeply?
Yeah. Truly, madly, deeply do.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think I sent it to my girlfriend at the time.
Who was your girlfriend then?
Kelsey Cagley.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
In second grade.
Kelsey Keggs.
That was probably like, what, 1996 or something like that?
Hey.
It wasn't a real girlfriend, but.
Once she hears this.
Hey, you know it was real back then? You'd have to call the house phone and their parents would answer and be like, is Kelsey there?
Yeah.
Can I talk to her? Who is this? This is Tanner.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, hang up.
And then I probably like ran and hid into my tent that I made, with under the blankets just to talk to her. Feet up on the wall. Hey, Kelsey.
Kelsey, I was thinking about you all day today, and
did you hear the new song by Savage Garden? That's how I feel about you.
Oh no, dude.
That's
hey,
how that
went. Was that like your elementary crush, or like who was like your elementary girlfriend?
Her or probably Juliana Crest, dude. Do you remember her?
I love Juliana Crest.
Yeah.
She was good looking. I always had a crush. I loved her. She was
Did
a great girl.
Sorry, she was mine, dog.
And she was not yours when she got to middle school.
Hey, fun fact. Speaking of this, Devin Ralston was my crush in my kindergarten year, and me and Reese fought over her. Like literally fought. in my bedroom, dude. And we were like, whoever wins this fight gets to have Devin. And we were like kicking each other and stuff, dude. It was so
Who won?
Trips for sure.
Probably him. He was
throwing them hands.
He was putting them paws on me.
He definitely threw them hands. I watched
So
it
you
one
won.
time.
Yeah, you did.
Who'd you have? Tell us like your elementary crush.
I watched him too.
Man,
He had to get the steak out after that and put it on his forehead.
I don't know. I don't know who I was crushing on in elementary school.
Any
Middle school, I always liked the older girls for some reason. So I was always crushing
hang
on
around us.
I know. I guess I was always crushing on girls that weren't ever even gonna look in my direction.
Well, they probably did.
Well,
Man,
I was in 6th grade.
You're telling me you don't have one girl. You can just be like, 6th grade, I just thought she was a dime. You'll just go, I know. Whatever.
Who's yours? I know who yours was when I first met you.
No, in elementary school? No, I'm going to give you the elementary.
Yeah, go ahead.
Was Erica Newman.
Was it?
Do you know the first person I ever kissed was Erica Newman?
Really?
In kindergarten.
That's
and I
cool.
kissed her on the cheek at Harding, and I went home and told my mom, I kissed Erica Newman on the cheek.
That's funny.
Why were you at Harding?
That's where I went to Harding for kindergarten, 1st grade, and then I went to Horace Mann, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Okay, I was gonna say because I went to Harding when I was growing up. That was my elementary.
Yeah,
school.
I know that. Yeah.
But when you came to Horseman, that was probably his kindergarten.
That was my
Yep,
kindergarten.
it would have
year.
been. Yep.
So
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Because me and Swanee at Harding is me, Swanee, Hovey, Perrin, all those guys, Erica.
Yeah.
Erica, she was like the cool. She was always a cool chick, regardless. But back then, it was like, oh yeah,
That's
like,
funny.
yeah. I mean, come on, man, let's go.
I remember we used to do warm fuzzies in elementary, dude. And if you would write it to your crush, so like a little heart or I love you or something.
Yeah.
Remember we used to write it
something
on your
extra.
hand. You used to write it on like notebooks and
Hey, check it out.
or I heart and then like their name, but just the amount of letters their name was.
Yeah, you were notorious for that on MSN.
Yeah. Was I?
Yeah, you know this. Do you remember MSN? I know you remember it.
It'd be like capital, lowercase, capital, lowercase.
No, you would be like, I love, and you'd be like, underscore. Put their name in. And you'd be like,
Yeah.
oh, you already knew who it was.
Yeah.
Whoever it was.
We knew
all
who
right.
it was.
It was secretive, dude.
We know.
I was a sneaky little guy.
Oh, man, this is awesome.
That's funny.
Oh, I just about knocked that over.
Oh.
We got E-Hawk. We don't have him falling over. I'll put him
We've got the sound effects queued up for
Do you?
when you lose that computer off there.
I haven't knocked anything over yet, but it's only been 8 weeks, so give me a break. Okay, so here I'm just kind of transitioning a little bit. David Johnson with the Saints. Now, you play with DJ.
Yeah.
Track,
Yeah.
hoops. Didn't you guys play hoops together?
Let's
'Cause
see.
he was only a year-
my freshman. Did he play up sophomore ball my freshman year? No,
You were only a year behind each other, though.
he was a year behind me.
So you would have had him when you were a senior, right?
I didn't play ball after my sophomore year.
Oh, I thought you played all the way through.
Nah, man. I stopped playing basketball my sophomore year.
Okay.
So you played sophomore year or no? Just
I
freshman?
played most of the sophomore year.
Oh.
I had made some bad choices, and I sat out a suspension in basketball, and then
Was it? Yeah.
you know.
I feel that.
I came back and
Things
I
happen,
was
bro.
playing, and then all of a sudden I wasn't playing. So I just, you know,
I got you.
I was over it at that point. So I stopped playing basketball end of sophomore year season and started focusing on track. And
Were you guys on any relay teams in track? Or no?
yeah, with David, hell yeah, we ran 4x4 relays, 4x2 relays.
I thought I saw photos.
Yeah, he was a stud track athlete too. I mean, he just not enough good things to say about the guy. And I couldn't find anybody that I would know of that would have anything bad to say about the dude. He's always just been
For sure.
a good dude, hardworking, stellar athlete.
Kind of quiet, nice, happy. That's
Yeah.
about it.
Hell yeah, man.
You know what he used to call me senior year? He said in basketball, he was up for sophomores and we were doing like a scrimmage. And I remember we were scrimmaging like we were scrimmaging the sophomores for some reason because we had to double up the practice.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, hey man, he was only 175 pounds. There's a ball going up, and I could box now. I'd get in there, and I go to box him. This ball goes up. I'm getting in front of him, and I go to body him up, box him out, and I thought I hit a concrete wall. And I was like, I'm at that time, I'm 200 pounds.
You probably turned around like, sorry.
No, I like going to get him. I was like, and I ended up, I can't remember the ball where it bounced out to. I closed him off, but I remember turning to him. I said, man, damn, bro. And he's like, hey, he just had the smirk on his face. You know what he'd call me? Baby. And every time he'd see me go, baby. And he would do do this little thing. This is how he would do it, because that's how we joke. I'd see him and he'd go, hey, baby, how you doing?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, just like I said, a great guy. And yeah, I don't know. That's cool, though. But, seeing him with the Saints, I saw him move it up. He is second string on the depth chart for them now. And he started off on just the practice squad.
Yep.
Then he was like fourth string or third string. Now he's second string. And I bet you if he doesn't land with them full time outside of this, I imagine somebody picks him up and rolls with him. And they better.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the Steelers. I'd be cool with that.
I'm sure. Would you get a jersey?
I'd move wherever he's at. If he's got to play for the Steelers.
Right next door, dude, just so you can look at him. Like, hey, Dave, what's up? He'd be like, baby.
Baby, hey, baby. Give me tickets and pay for me. Hey, live there. Hey, let's go.
All right, rolling on. I'm going to move on to this.
I got those. Yeah, keep moving.
We're going to do our famous weekly segment called On This Day.
Woo!
By yours truly, Random Tanner. So it's on this day in sports history. If you guys haven't tuned in, this is your first time. I just talk about things that have happened on this day, January 3rd, in sports history. So let's get it rolling. 1920, guys. Boston Red Sox. This has got to be a horrible trade. Or a sell. They didn't really call it a trade in 1920. 1920, Boston Red Sox baseball club owner Harry Frazee announces agreement to sell slugger Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees for $125,000 in cash and a $350,000 loan. It was a start of the 84-year curse of the Bambino for the Red Sox. Can you imagine that? Selling Babe Ruth for 125 stacks. That's it. Dude. But back then, that was a lot.
Yeah, hell, that was hella money.
If somebody told me I could buy Babe Ruth for 125 G's, I'd be at the bank getting a loan tomorrow.
And a
I don't
loan.
care what that interest rate is.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
How weird of a deal that nothing was regulated. It was 125 and then a $350,000 loan. What is the point of that? But yeah, interesting fact. So anyway, that was 1920. 1970, January 3rd. I Me Mine. This is not a sports history, but this is music. So the song I Me Mine by the Beatles was recorded. It was the last song that the band would record together. So that's kind of cool. It happened how many years ago? 52 years ago. Also, after a 1 week break from the top spot, the Beatles returned to number one on the U.S. Billboard 200 chart with their 11th studio album, Abbey Road. So this all happened on the same day in 1970. 1993. The comeback. Quarterback Frank, I don't know how you say this, for the Buffalo Bills. Reek. Do you know who that is?
No idea.
93. Leads the Buffalo Bills back from a 32-point deficit to defeat the Houston Oilers 41-38 in overtime in a wild card playoff game. It's the greatest comeback ever in NFL history until a few weeks ago with the Minnesota Vikings. So that was that record, that 32-point comeback. That was then. January 3rd, 1993, by the Buffalo Bills.
Wow, so it took a long, yeah.
Yeah, that was that was almost 30 years.
30, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild to think that's how long it takes for something like that to happen.
I know. That many seasons, that many games. Think about how many games were played before.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
tens of thousands maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. 2016, January 3rd, Jimmy Butler breaks Michael Jordan's Chicago Bull record for points in an NBA half. Oof. Jimmy Butler scored 40 of his 42 points in the second half to lead the Bulls to a 115-113 victory over the Raptors. That's nuts. 40 points in a half. Crazy.
Well,
what's even crazier is 42 points in the whole game.
I know. 2 points in the first half and then 40 in the second. Like,
you just
how lopsided.
I mean, bro, like...
What was he doing?
I don't know.
Just
sleeping until halftime.
He was...
Did you see that? He broke Michael Jordan's record.
Yeah, well,
you know what it was.
Yeah, he had to take 17,000 more shots to do it, but okay.
No, he just needed to sip some of that MJ water back in the locker room.
He probably had a mason jar full of it.
That's all you need sometimes.
That Space Jam water.
Speaking of...
Space Jam.
Hand me that Space Jam water.
Space Jam water.
And then here, my last on this day, January 3rd, 2018, American rapper Eminem topped the U.S. Billboard 200 with his 9th studio album, Revival. The album also became a chart topper in 8 other countries, including the UK and Canada. And this is also after everybody already counted him out and said nobody listens to Eminem, but they're wrong. So that was 2018. He had already been rapping for like a zillion years since then.
18 years then? Because he started in like 2000, I think.
Well, probably he was probably rapping way before then, but like probably like worldwide and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, man, dude, that guy's talk about filthy loaded.
Is he?
And do you know? Did you ever see the story? And I don't know how. I want to tell it to like as close as I remember it. He at the time he was like worth like whatever $200 million or $100 million, and he goes to buy a watch, and the watch is like. I think I told you this.
I think it sounds
like $500 or something.
Did you say he had to ask his manager?
He called it. Yeah, he called his manager up and he said, "Hey, can I buy this watch?" And the manager goes, "You're worth like $200 million. What do you mean?" It was like a $500 watch. And he goes, "Because I don't buy stuff like that." He has in the interview. He has a G-Shock watch on, and he said, "I paid $100 for it." and that's why you talk about like people who are like they just. Think about where he came from. Like we were talking earlier.
Well, you appreciate it more when you had to struggle for it and work for it.
Yeah, you're going out there and like you can imagine how much. I can only imagine how much good he does for the communities or people that he's involved with.
Probably quietly too, because you don't ever really see it, but you know he's taking care of his people.
He's got his spaghetti shops up in Rockland too. Ma Spaghetti.
Have you seen that?
No,
he opened up a spaghetti restaurant. There's one.
Really?
Is there one in Detroit? And then he just like did a pop up shop somewhere like in New York.
It's called Mom's Spaghetti.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Vomit on a sweater already.
Mom's forgetting. He's nervous.
You guys get it. Come on, you guys get it going.
On the surface, he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. Anyways,
that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome because, like I said, people don't talk about that stuff and they think, well, they have all this money. Yeah, but think about like we were talking. Where did he come from? He came from absolutely zilch, and then they take care of a lot of different people
and he did all that with being probably the most controversial musician ever, and kind of still is, just with him being a white rapper and stuff like that. So
yeah, it's pretty cool though. I like it though.
I like it.
Baby, I love it.
I want some more of it.
All right, so I'm gonna give you guys.
I'll try.
All right, so and I came up with this last night because I was talking to somebody on the phone, and I feel like it tied to all of us, but sports again in general. So here's my question to you guys, and I don't care who goes first, but are you supposed to change as a person from your younger years over to your adult years, or are you just supposed to accept the responsibilities, take care of your family and yourself as time progresses on? Now, when I leave that's the question. I say this question because I feel like everybody thinks just because you become an adult that life is over and you're just supposed to be an adult and everything is serious and life changes and you can't have any fun. But I feel like with that, people miss out on a lot of things that they shouldn't be missing out on as adults.
For sure.
So are you, your personality, I don't think your personality should change. You learn from your mistakes and all those things, but are you supposed to change just because you have kids and you have a family, you now have responsibility? You know what I mean? Like,
so what's the question? What's the actual question?
I know that's a super loaded question, but are you supposed to change just because you're an adult and now hey, guess what? You're an adult, so
I'm going to answer with an opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. Just your opinion.
I don't think you're supposed to, but I feel like your surroundings and your experiences and all that stuff kind of it just gradually happens that way. I think, you become more mature and your goals change and your what you like to do changes and things like that. I mean, for example, I never would have thought I would ever own a business. I always wanted to, that's just an example. And I started making music in like 2005, and I never thought I'd make music, the type of music that I started making, like clean music for kids. Like I never thought I'd do that, but it's just things happen, experiences turn you into different things, I guess. I don't know if I'm
right. No, I mean, I'm with you on that. Like, it's not so much a change for me as it is like just a continuous development. And like Tanner was saying, we are, we're a product of our experiences and what we've learned from the things that we've done, said, regretted, wish we would have done different, whatever
Absolutely.
it may be, you know, like through time, you just naturally kind of, you know, you do change in a sense, but you are the same person that you were. So, you know, people don't change, whatever. People change. It's just not, they're not changing who they are. They're just changing things about them that are, you know, really a reflection of what they've been through, where they've been, you know, and then hopefully prior actions, you know, if you're not taking time to self-reflect on things that you've said or done in the past, then you're probably not going to change. But,
Absolutely.
you know, just developing, I think nothing, you're not supposed to do anything. I don't think there's any sort of mold for what you should or shouldn't do. But I think that, you know, over time, you do naturally develop more into this person who's, you know, goes from sitting in the corner making fart noises as an elementary school kid to like, you know, making real life decisions that affect more than just you, being a dad, being a mom, being, you know, whatever, a husband, a wife, a partner, whatever, you know.
I think always, though, you should always strive for either success or happiness, or maybe happiness is success to you, or maybe success is happiness. But either way, I feel like that should be the main goal in your life, whatever that is, you know. I mean, in my honest opinion, I kind of, you know, I don't know. Certain things make me happy nowadays, you know, that maybe other people, it wouldn't make them happy.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, I think back to like just being, my personality has never changed. I guess
no, it hasn't. You've always been the same.
I think I like to think that a lot of the people that I do know, their personality, like think about not like tonight, like I hadn't seen you for a while. It's like picking up where we left off, right?
For sure.
It's not any different.
Right.
And I think here's the thing.
Think about how many things have happened since the last time then that we've all three hung out together. You know, so that's how you know. Like things still are the same, but our experiences are different.
You get like, I get it. Like when I think about when we were in high school, yeah, we had our parents. They did everything for us. But then you get on the real world and it's like, okay, now you're on your own. I just feel like people sometimes think that you're just supposed to, you get a certain age where society's just kind of telling you, just kind of like, you know, like, hey, getting married, having kids and having a family. Why don't you have a family yet? That's not something you don't just go have a family to have a family.
I'm sure people have said that to you a lot, huh? When are you going to get married?
Well,
when are you going to have a
people say
kid?
that, I'm like,
I mean, I've even said it joking with you, but
I say joking, but here's what I always tell people. I'm like, here's the thing. And this is, I hate saying this right now on this, but you don't see me divorced and with kids or multiple kids because when I want to do that and I'm ready for it, I know that's the right thing to do, I'm going to do it.
yes. And you've learned in your life, do what makes you happy. If
Right.
this right now is making you happy, cool, roll with
You
it.
do it like it's not.
But people are always like that. When are you gonna? It's
like-
people. You know what people always say to me? When are you gonna have another baby? Well, mother, you know what? I already got
Like,
1,000
you already
of them,
got a
but
kid,
let me be happy in the moment and do
Yeah.
what I want to do. Like,
It's not to knock any. I don't whether
no.
it's a single mom, a single,
It's
know,
all
whatever
for
those
you.
things.
It's all just personal to you. Whatever,
Yeah.
you know, like spend more time doing what you love.
Yes.
That's like, you know, everybody's busy. Everybody's busy all the time.
Absolutely.
Spend more time doing what you love. And if what you love is to have a wife and kids, then do that. And if what you love is drinking brews,
Playing Xbox,
eating chips, watching MJ
Yeah.
highlights, go for it, bro.
Then
If
fucking
that
do it,
keeps
man.
you rolling, bro, keep yourself rolling, dog.
100.
Because you know what? Not everybody is blessed with the opportunity to keep it going, you know? A
No.
lot of people check out early,
Yeah.
whether it's because they couldn't handle it or whether it's an accident or
Yeah.
an addiction. You know, that happens to a lot of people, man. So RIP to a lot of people that have
Yo, if
that
there
we've all
wasn't-
lost. We've seen it a lot, man.
If there wasn't carpet in here, I would pour
Pour one out for the homeless.
I'd pour like 3 or 4 of them out. But
Well, I say
but
that
you know, I mean, it's true.
I say that just because we like how we all knew each other. We've known each other for so long, where we've seen. Well, you guys have probably seen more people that you've lost at a younger age. I mean, I won't say like Kill Bill.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys have seen that stuff where I haven't really had that, but I can still and think like, man, like that's.
I mean, think about how many parents you've seen. A lot of parents.
Oh
and,
yeah.
You know, stuff like that.
I mean, I
I mean,
think
it's happening all the time, dude.
yeah.
It's unfortunate, and you wonder why, but it happens, dude. It's just part of life. Death is part of life, dog.
Yeah, it is. Like I already told you guys, though, when I die, do not bury me in a coffin.
You want me to sprinkle you?
Do you want us to bury you inside a Gucci store?
No, he wants us to sprinkle his ashes. You want us to go to a Steelers game when it's windy and just throw you up in the air and have it hit everybody in the face.
The people next to us are going to be like, what was that? That was just my friend's
That's JP
ashes.
Stenda. That's the guy that had his license plate said Big Ben 7. You better just inhale those ashes. What you talking about?
Yeah, I don't want. Listen, though, I don't want to be. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it at that. I do not want to be buried.
What if I go to the Steelers field and bury you at center at the 50-yard line? Dude?
Now that would be.
We're gonna use.
I'd come back to life.
We'll use your ashes to make the black pigment that they use on the paint for the field.
Yeah, sprinkle it in the paint can. The can of paint.
Man, that's awesome, dude. I love it. I feel like this episode and. This is
this one's real different, but I like it.
It is because I have, and I'll just say for everybody, I had a bunch of questions for athletically.
Yeah.
But I mean, when you hit on what you were doing.
Yeah, but we got way too many experiences.
It's kind of beyond that because I think anybody that's going to watch this, just like Coach Schnee, Dylan was on here, they just know who you are and they know what you did, and I mean,
everybody knows. They know E-Hawk.
E-Hawk,
just like they know JP Stenda from the Honeywell Heroes.
Well, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
Unreal.
Unreal.
Well, would you look at that?
Would you look at? Oh, is that a pony?
Are we dishing out the snacks here?
What we got going here?
What are we cracking with?
So tonight episode, we've been trying to get this rolling. We were trying to do this last week. And Legends stepped up and took their place because Candlelight actually closed due to weather to keep their employees safe. So we completely understand, no big deal. But we do. We got food from Candlelight Inn in Clinton, Iowa. You want to shout out their info? I know you can pull it up real quick. But
keep talking.
But my man Dexter from Candlelight, Dexter Clace, he's a manager there. I'm actually going to shout him out a little beyond what we normally shout out. So he actually hit me up when we were talking about this, talking about them donating some food to us to try on the podcast. And he said if you need another Honeywell story, I could tell the story for him. So he told me, and it's not a real lengthy story, but I just at least want to do this for him. He said he remembers his first year umpiring at Honeywell. I don't know if I was the head ump then. I probably was. He was 14, and he said Ben Boothby and Tony Bassett almost got into a fist fight, which I feel like that happened all the time back in the day.
That probably happened.
That was just their love language.
Square up all the time, dude.
Yeah. So, and then 2 weeks later, he said he made a close call, and both Tony and Ben came down onto the field, and they had his back when some grown coaches were yelling at Dexter. So that was his story. And Dexter was just a little guy. He was real quiet and little back then.
So Boothby and Tony had his back.
Can you imagine? But can you imagine starting beef and then having Boothby and
they were both like kids in grown men bodies.
Yeah. You've seen Tony Bassett now.
Oh my god,
dude's shredded. He's like he's jacked.
Could you imagine Tony Bassett and Ben Boothby in 2006, and some dad is like at Honeywell, I'm gonna beat you up. Those guys are gonna beat up Tony and Ben are gonna beat everybody up in that 10-mile vicinity. Yeah. So if you want to square with Tony Bassett and Ben Boothby, good luck.
Be our guest.
Yeah, let's go, man, because they're going to square you guys up and probably put you into
a square. They're going to turn you into a square.
Turn you into a square. So good luck.
We ain't got plates, so we got.
I love it though.
It's all good. Let's get down and messy here.
Anyways, this food here, Candlelight Inn, they got some buffalo chicken George. Their famous thing is chicken George, and it's fire. So. I don't know if you want to try one, Ethan. If not, it's probably a little spicy, but if you don't have to, Ethan.
I'll tell you what else. Their margaritas are fire.
Yeah,
they've always got fire. Is this
this is a buffalo chicken, George?
Yes. So this right here.
Let's give it a little dunk.
This is their regular chicken George. This is their money maker right here. Shout out to Dexter. He made all this happen for us. Here's a regular, and then we got some fried cauliflower too.
Ooh.
So we got a little best of all worlds here.
The buffalo got a little heat to it.
Does it?
Yep.
There you go. That's the cauliflower right there.
Oh, damn,
but hey, you don't forget, guys, this is also their famous one. Their Jan sauce. Whenever me and Liz go there, I always ask her, can we get some extra Jan sauce? You know what I'm talking about? So
that was just fire.
I got a question. This may be for Candlelight. Who is Jan?
I think it's like
who is
the
Jan?
owner's wife or something.
All right, Jan, I see
Oh,
you.
this is hot.
I told you.
Are you serious? Dude, you need to step it up, dog. Oh, my goodness.
Stenda.
That's why we put the whole plate with you, boy.
Hey, it ain't much, but it's honest work.
It's honest work, boy.
So while we're eating here,
Yeah, go ahead.
real
I'll
quick,
just-
you
I'll
guys
keep
ready?
eating. Yeah.
Start, bench, cut. You ready? MLB. This is old school era.
Yep.
Baseball, which I already said
Hey.
MLB.
Chicken George, Jan sauce.
Hey, where's it? Hey, guess what? Chicken George at Candlelight Inn restaurant in Clinton, Iowa, at 511 Riverview Drive in Clinton, Iowa. Here's the phone number, 563-243-3200. 563-243-3200. 511 Riverview Drive, Clinton, Iowa. They got all the fire stuff. And guess what, guys? I'm going back there, and I'm probably going to eat the buffet. So
Hey.
let's get it popping. Let's go.
And you know what? When you call there to order your food, tell them Honeywell Hero sent you.
Honeywell Heroes sent you. You probably won't get a discount, but they'll be like, they'll give you a high five because just go support your local businesses. Let's do it.
That's what it's all about.
All right.
For sure.
Anyway, start bench cut. Let's roll.
Start bench cut. You guys ready? Here we go. Start bench cut. First base, old school of the 90s, Carlos Delgado, Tino Martinez, or Mark Grace. Start bench cut. I'm going to let E. Holmes go first.
You know all those guys?
Nope.
You don't? Dude.
I know Tino Martinez.
What team you play for?
I don't know.
God, Yankees.
Okay.
And he played for the Mariners, I think.
I was
at
gonna say
one
the
point.
Mariners.
he
I have
played-
to think back to like baseball video games, like Ken Griffey Jr.
Yeah, you're right. See, I when I did this, I thought I couldn't. I'm like, man, Ethan, because he played ball at an early age. I'm like, he would know him, but
I loved baseball, and at the time, I probably did.
I know you did because I remember back then. But maybe I didn't know. I was like, I want
Tino
to do
Martinez, I would start.
Okay.
The other two.
Benching and cut.
Just
One of them's getting benched. One of them's getting cut. Fuck 'em
that's
both.
right. Let's
Let's go, baby. I'm gonna start Mark Grace. Bench Carlos Delgado. Cut.
okay. Who'd you go with?
Tino's getting cut.
Yeah.
So you're starting Mark, you're benching Carlos, and you're cutting Tino.
Yeah, just because I was a Cub, I just always watched the Cubs
You're right.
when I was in here.
You're good because Delgado could hit the dingers. He wasn't great at first base. Mark was great at first base,
Yeah.
and he could hit for average. And Tino was good, but here's the thing.
He was good.
I hate the Yankees. So
Yeah, that's kind of. I always hated them too.
let's go. I love it. All right, E-Hawk, I got one for you.
Let's hear it.
400. Okay, we're gonna do an open 400 meter dash.
Ooh,
You or David Johnson, who's winning?
Me.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Ooh.
Let's go.
I got one. Me or Usain Bolt.
Oh,
Wait, are we talking now? Like today?
prime in your prime.
Oh, in my prime, yeah, me.
Oh, that's confidence, and I think he's got it.
I mean, it's a different sport. Dude is playing a sport where he's trained to run as fast as he can for no more than 100 yards.
Yeah.
I agree with you. 100.
I train
100%.
60 hours a week to run 400 meters really fucking fast. So,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm 100% with you on it. I just had to put it out there because hopefully one day we get DJ on here and
and then
We're going to ask him the same question.
we're gonna ask him the same question. We're gonna put it out there and be like, "Hey, E. Holmes said he got you, dog."
I bet he'll admit to that.
Then we're going to have to wait till he's like 10 years retired and then him and I can race. It'll be like a fair playing field at
Yeah.
that point.
Do you think he would say Ethan would beat him back in his prime, or do you think he would take himself? I guess there's only we'll have to find out when
we talking in the prime?
Yeah.
Listen, that's the thing about track and field is
Yeah.
all you got to do is look at the stats.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I will tell you this before. Okay, when
All you got to
when
do is look at the personal best time recorded from 0 to 400.
when I picked this out when I thought about it, all I'm looking at is the prime.
I think
And I
David
know
actually had a faster open 400 time in his high school career because I never ran the open 400. I ran it one time at the Bettendorf ABC meet,
Okay,
and
because you run the 4x4.
I was in the 4x4
That's
and I would
right.
run the 400 hurdles. So occasionally Smitty, to train me to get ready for the state meet, he would run me in the meet. He would run I would run the open 400, the 400 hurdles, and I would run the 4x4. So I would run 3 400-meter races in the same track meet.
Oh, you were doing all. I remember you were always doing.
Yeah, I mean, that was like training for us. So But yeah, I mean, 400 meters in the prime.
Taking himself.
I got me.
I'm taking you too, because when I came up with it, I'm like, again, just back to the prime. Hey, and I'm confident that you would. Now, back to the random.
That's fine, but hold on.
Random
Shout out again one last time to Candlelight Inn, fire food.
Shout out to Candlelight.
Candlelight, we love you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
Hey, so kind of before, we still got a couple minutes, but just for me, the businesses, that have given us, or the restaurants and all that, like, it's been awesome. They've been hooking us up.
Super cool.
Everybody, and when I texted you today, I was like,
I know, I forgot to respond. I was doing something.
I should have looked all of them up, but just everybody that's given us the food, hooked us up, like, when we do these reviews or we say, like, hey, guess what? You already know your guys' food's great. What we're trying to do is say, go out and support all these businesses.
Yeah, we're trying to highlight it, basically. Because now that we've got this rolling, I always tell the business, give us something hot and give us something that's like what you're known for or what you're promoting. Yeah. So that's, we got some buffalo, we got some chicken George, and this is my favorite food there, the cauliflower.
And there's a lot of places, and it goes back to, like, people, hopefully they see that there's a lot of places in Clinton and Comanche and all that, they can go and eat, and you don't have to go to, like, the two same spots every week. There's so
like
many
Taco
places.
Bell?
Yeah,
we like to do that.
Yeah, I haven't been there in
it's been a minute for you.
I ain't going back there for a long. You're
having a lot of mental toughness about this.
I am, because I ain't going back.
Remember when we used to do the mental toughness in the car? By the way,
yeah, bro.
It'd be the summertime. Roll the windows up, turn the heat on.
Be a wintertime. Roll the windows down and turn the AC on.
Man,
you'd be like, all right, guys, mental toughness.
Mental toughness, let's go. And what did that honestly do for us?
Absolutely nothing but make us laugh.
Absolutely nothing.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Hey, social media, though.
It was good times.
It was a lot of good times. HoneywellHeroes.com will get you. You're better with the everything that's, because there's like 7 different.
HoneywellHeroes.com. It has our most recent YouTube video at the top, but when you click on that, you can go to our channel. You can hit subscribe on it. You can thumbs up. You can drop a comment, and you can see all of our other podcast episodes. And then also below that, it has every other link, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, basically anywhere that you listen to a podcast. If you don't want to watch us, which I don't know why you wouldn't, because we're beautiful. And then we also have our TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. Literally, you click on the Snapchat, and it will bring it up, and you can add us instantly. You can go to our TikTok and follow us, Instagram, follow us. Interact with us. Tell us what you liked about the episode. Maybe you watched it and you had a question about something. We are going to try to incorporate people being able to call in, right? We're going to try that next week.
Yes.
Oh.
So we'll have to learn that. So I think that would be cool. It'll give an opportunity, besides a guest that we handpick, to call in and ask questions. So maybe you've been watching all these episodes and you're enjoying what we do, but you're like, hey, I really want to ask this question. I just didn't have the opportunity to. So we're going to try to open that up. We're going to attempt. So we're going to learn it a little bit in the meantime and then figure that out. And then also we have sponsorship opportunities, or advertising opportunities, I should say. Not really sponsorships, but if you're interested in advertising your business on the podcast, we will we just reach out to us, and we can send you kind of our list of how we're going about it and what we're doing and the packages you guys could get. I think they're pretty decent for our views and interactions that we get. And then there's one more thing. We have T-shirts will be here. We finally put the order in. I know I've said it like 4 episodes now, but we legit we'll have every size, small to 2X right now, but we can get any size. And if you guys want other items too, we can get those too. But we have T-shirts coming right now. I'm trying to think. Am I missing anything?
No, I think you hit it right on the head.
Yeah. Boom, 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 boom.
Hit it right on the head.
There's someone. Oh, and there might possibly be a cool partnership with the Clinton Herald. But I don't want to say too much until we make it official.
You just did. Just leave it at that.
Yeah, so we might have something cool. So just keep your eyes peeled for that as well. So.
And all I got to say, E-Hawk here is going to say something here in a minute, but the Steelers are going to the playoffs because they're going to win the rest of these last 2 games.
Is that what is on the line there? Is that
guess what? They're not going to make it.
Do they have to win it out though, or does it depend on other
win it out and a million different things that happen? But guess what? I am going to the last home game for the Steelers
next week after
next weekend, guys. I'm going to Pittsburgh.
Baby.
So
who do they play?
Watch out, Pittsburgh.
Yeah, watch out, baby.
Here he comes.
Who do they play?
I'm bouncing in the Browns.
Are you?
And I hate the Browns.
What jersey are you wearing?
I'm wearing a Tommy Maddox
from
2002.
That one?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wearing it. Yeah,
not Big Ben.
Nah, can't wear a big.
You want me to get you a Myles Garrett jersey to wear?
No, yeah, I hate that guy. He'll be. I don't know. I don't.
Well,
want
you can't hate
bad.
him that bad because he bonked what's his name in the head, and you don't really like him.
I don't like Mason Rudolph.
I heard that the Steelers are going to honor you and walk you out on the field as the greatest fan.
Like, hold your elbow there.
Look,
And welcome,
Jeremy Stenda. Crickets.
He'll be walking just like that, right?
Crickets. It'll be crickets. Everybody will be like,
who is this? The hell is this bomb?
who's
This
this
guy's
guy?
a bomb, dude. And then they all start going, boo, booing everybody out of 60,000 fans booing me out of there.
And you'll just be out there like,
I'll be like,
yeah.
oh.
Do the little spinneroonie like Booker T while they're booing you. Boo. And you're just,
Oh man. Hey, no, appreciate you guys. E-Hawk, listen, before we end it, because we have like 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
And all I want to ask for you is, what's the best advice you would have for parents for them now who are getting their kids into athletics?
Man, my biggest advice is let your kid be a kid.
Yes.
The best thing that they can do is be outside playing, and I say that because I've been there and I've done that, and I can tell you that when I was kindergarten through 7th grade, I didn't have this regimented schedule of training. I didn't have, people looking over my shoulder making sure I was doing the right thing athletically all the time. What I was doing was playing outside, playing tag,
blowing mailboxes up.
Hey, but that involved running because we always had to run. So listen,
Valid point, honestly.
just being a kid, but also like if you're serious about your kid and you think your kid, potentially has a chance of going on to the next level. And most importantly, when I say that, is that they also take interest in that.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. If your kid takes interest in it, then I feel like that's the green light to make sure that they've got the resources available. Give them opportunity, give them access to resources if you can, and, let them be a kid. If they don't want to train 5 days a week, 6 days a week,
exactly,
then you're not going to make them a professional athlete by forcing them to train all the time. I didn't train
look at you
all the time.
And David, he didn't have personal trainers when he was a kid.
Neither of us had access to that. All the way through high school, what we had was coaches who stuck with us in middle school and high school.
And you guys fell in love with it, though.
Exactly.
It was you guys, not anybody else.
We were allowed the opportunity to feel some success, and then we had coaches that nurtured that, and we didn't have parents that were overbearing. And, I can speak for me primarily on that. It's just that my parents never really were overbearing about it. They made sure I had the things that I needed and the opportunities that I needed. And, for me, that
showed up, clapped for you. And
that was it, man. Yeah. The rest of it was hard work and having coaches who saw that I had an opportunity and they invested in me. And so I invested in really working hard, and the rest,
is history.
And that's why you are a 2021 Hall of Fame inductee of Clinton High School Athletics. So.
River King for life. Just like you. You're a
the king, JP.
You are the king. And it's tatted on you forever.
The king.
Okay, stop.
I know you don't want to show the camera, so I won't tell you.
We're not doing that. Maybe some other episode.
All right.
But no,
we'll oil it up first before you flex for him.
Much love to you, E-Hawk. If you got anything else, we just appreciate you being on here. I feel like a lot of people can connect with everything we talked about tonight. And I think you're definitely what athletes, especially currently, should be looking at and saying, like, hey, here's a guy I should be trying to mimic.
Yeah.
Based on your successes from high school and college. And
and just, make better choices than I did along the way.
It all worked out.
It did. It worked out for me. And you know what? Make your journey as stress-free as possible. So, if you know me and know my past, learn from my mistakes. If you don't, you're going to have to learn from your own. And
I thought that you're
Let's
right,
go.
though.
Hey, just because you fail in the moment doesn't mean you fail forever.
For sure.
So.
Stick with it. Yeah. Do your thing. And whatever happened, it happened and it's done, and all you can control is what happens going forward. So, continue to work hard, show up, and if your dream is to be a college athlete or a professional athlete, then, work as if that's your intention every single day until you either get there or you don't. And then the hardest part of your life is going to be accepting that you don't if you don't. And
That's right, baby.
accept it and move on. And you know what? That's the advice I can give is work towards it until it's realistically not going to be a thing. And then once it is realistically not a thing, accept it and move on.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Hey, make sure you guys check out Rival Sports, 85 Main Avenue. The Cage, 84 Main Avenue is coming soon.
Yes, sir.
We are the Honeywell Heroes. This is episode 8. I'm Random Tanner. This is E-Hawk and
JP Stenda, and we are signing off for the night.
love you guys.
Hey, love you guys. Check these guys out. Support these guys. Support the businesses that they're shouting out here. Support Clinton, Iowa.
Let's go.